When I was in kindergarten, I had a really bad accident and I had a head injury, and it left me feeling like I was broken, that my brain didn't work, and I had these focus issues, and I couldn't remember things, and it took me extra 2 years to learn how to read, and I struggled. You become very introverted, very shy, you don't want to connect with people because you feel like there's something wrong with you, and so that was my academic life, struggling with overwhelm or overload, too much to learn, too little time, and it stresses you out. And you're like, why can't I do this? Why is everyone else succeeding so much faster? And I have to do all this, like, not even fair. And I remember I wanted to quit school. And at that time, a friend asked me to come visit him and his family out on the West Coast. And when I get there, the family is extremely successful. And I don't just mean financial, but they were happy. And the father, before dinner, asked me these kind of questions, like, how's school and that kind of stuff. And I broke down crying. I said, I'm ready to quit. School is just not for me. I'm not smart enough. And he's like, well, why are you in school? What do you want to be? What do you want to do? And he takes out of his back pocket, I swear to you, like a journal. He tears out a couple pieces of paper and he makes me write down all the goals, like, of what I wanted to do in my life. And I maybe have 40, 50 things there, which is like a bucket list. And he grabs them from me. And I was like, I freaked out. And he starts to just read it. He says, Jim, you are this close to everything on that list. And I'm just thinking, there's no way. How could it give me 10 lifetimes I couldn't put a dent on that list? And then he goes like this, like as if this was, the key here. He starts grabbing books and starts handing them to me. It starts to pile up really, really, really high. And when I start looking at the titles, because I'm curious, there are these biographies of amazing men and women in history, and some really early personal development books, like Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich, and Power of Positive Thinking. He asked me to read like one of these books a week. There's just no way. I just told you I have all this schoolwork. I can't even finish one book. I have these reading challenges and I have these learning challenges, and I have all this schoolwork. He looked me right in the eye and said, Jim, don't let school get in the way of your education. I think that if there's one skill to master in the 21st century, it's the ability to learn rapidly. And so the challenge is, your brain is this unbelievable supercomputer, but it doesn't come with an owner's manual. It's not always user-friendly either. I always thought it was interesting that school would teach us like what to learn, but never on how to learn. How to focus, how to concentrate, how to be creative, how to think for yourself, how to read faster, how to remember things. That I decided to study this subject called learning, like learning how to learn. And I started to pick up every single book I could on brain science, adult learning theory, multiple intelligences, focus and concentration. And in a very short period of time, 60 days, I swear to you, it was like a light switch just went on, and I started to understand things for the first time. Then I started reading faster, and I started getting like better grades in less time, and it started transforming my life. And the reason I teach this to this day, because it's 2 decades later, is after you have that kind of like awakening, you can't help share that greatness with other people. I tell people I don't do this to impress you. I do this more to really express to you what's really possible, because anyone can do this. Because we've been told a lie that our memory, our intelligence, our genius is fixed, kind of like our shoe size. And through my experience of doing this for the past 2 decades, nothing could be furthest from the truth. People have unbelievable gifts inside them. They're just not shown how.